Hello and welcome to Kind Party. So today I'll be talking about the new laws that will come into effect on the 2nd of February 2022 in the United Arab Emirates. I guess you have heard about these laws as they were outlined in November 2021 by the UAE government. Today I want to talk about one of the key points because this point actually touches employees and it is massive, not only for those already in the UAE but for those who are planning to come in. As you all know, when you work in the UAE, be it in the private sector or in the government sector, after you leave your job, either by resignation or by being fired or by cancellation by your employer, you have a 1 month grace period to stay in the country to look for another job. After that 1 month grace period, you can leave the country or you can apply for a different visa. There's a massive change in the new law. In the new law that will come into effect on the 2nd of February 2021, there will be a 6 months grace period. 6 months in the sense that when you leave your job, either by resignation or by you being fired by your employer, you can now stay in the country for 6 months to look for a new job. And within this 6 months period, you are not supposed to go for any visa change. However, it has not been disclosed regarding issues of health insurance that you actually need for this 6 months period and some other things. But this is massive news because it will give employees, it will give people who resign from their jobs or people who are fired enough time to actually look for another job. And it will make them to not be desperate because people actually get into bad jobs in this country because of desperation. If you have just 1 month to look for a job, it makes it really difficult for you to actually, look at your options and maybe have some time to think because you are desperate that you are supposed to either move back to your country or you need to spend your savings. Doing it for 1 month is okay. After the 1 month period, you need to either get money from your savings to start to pay your accommodation, to do the visa change, and all other stuff. But now with the 6 months period, it gives you some leverage to actually decide to plan to stay in this country for that 6 months period, to plan yourself very well, to get offers from different companies, to compare them, and to actually know that this company is a right fit for me. And from there, you can make a good decision to join a company. This new law is not only good for employees, but it is also a good news for employers. Because with the new law, employers can now be reassured that when an employee finally signs that offer, they are actually coming into the company to work because they love that company or they love their job. Because the employees will not be in any pressure to sign these offers. They will have enough time, more than 1 month, more than 2 months, more than 3 months, to sit and think. If you have an offer in your first month and you don't like that offer, you can put it aside and wait for the next month and keep on pushing. And even within that 6 months period, you can take a good course to actually help you to progress, to change, to switch careers, to actually add more weight in your CV. So this 6 months is really massive and it's a good news that is worth celebrating in the UAE. Like I said, there are still some provisions that will come into place, but this is massive news and I just decided to share this out. So if you are someone who is planning to come to this country, this is a good time to come here. And if you are already here, you have to be aware of this, to know that you're not supposed to be scared, you're not supposed to be desperate. You're supposed to make sure that you have your plans in place. If you are moving jobs, if you are switching, know that you have to make your plans. And this is not a leverage for you to just switch jobs, just move from one job to another. No. When you are moving to a job or you're moving to a company, be aware that the new laws also stipulates that now all contracts will be on a limited basis. All new contracts as from 2nd of February 2022 will be on a limited basis of 3 years. And these 3 years can be renewable depending on how the agreement between the employer and the employee. So you have to know that when you're getting into a new company, you will sign a contract of 3 years with that company. If you finally decide to leave, the employer cannot put any ban on your visa, but you can stay in the country for 6 months to look for another employment. And after that, you can decide to apply for a new visa, or you can go back to your country if you don't find any job. This law actually applies to everyone, whether you are a maid, whether you are a manager, whether you are a CEO of a company. It applies to everyone, from low skilled workers to high skilled workers. It applies to everyone in the UAE. So this is massive news, and we are supposed to like celebrate this news because it really will go a long way to not only help individuals but families also, who will not be apart for a long time. When one person loses a job, they'll have enough time to search for jobs and make good plans for themselves. So I hope you love this news, and just tell me in the comment section your view about this new law. And in my next video, I'll talk about the 10 key points about the new UAE labor law. 10 key points that affect employees, that affect people like you and me in the UAE. So please try to subscribe and support the channel so that you watch all the other videos that are coming up.